Buffett actually didn't do a ton of talking about consumer goods brands because it's, classic Buffett investments are Coca-Cola, Gillette, Procter and Gamble. I mean, it's so well known that he doesn't spend a ton of time on them. Although, if you read any of those old like How to Pick Stocks, like Warren Buffett books that were written in the '90s and the early 2000s, they always cite these consumer goods brands, which is kind of our bread and butter, at least for this show, as what he looks for in a company. And we got a few good tidbits that I actually just wanted to highlight for our listeners. The first, the biggest of which was, the red and white elephant in the room was Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. Do you still drink Coke, Vince?
I'm not a huge soda drinker these days, and I know
you used to be, though. I know I was.
Well, yeah, sure. As a kid, I think everybody before, I guess, this bigger movement towards healthier foods and trying to avoid sugary drinks like these sodas, and these companies have seen that.
Right.
But Buffett still seems pretty bullish on the company, right?
Yeah, so people in the audience and even that hedge fund investor Bill Ackman, they've all basically criticizing Buffett for owning a stake in Coca-Cola. I mean, he owns like 9% of the company. It's worth like $10 or $12 billion or something. Because Coke, Ackman says it leads to obesity and, it's bad for you. These sugary drinks are just it's terrible for you. They aren't part of a good diet and all this stuff. And Buffett's answer to it, which you got to give him credit, it's comical and everything, but he notes that he gets 700 calories a day, about a fourth of his caloric intake, from Coca-Cola, and switching to water and broccoli may not make it easier to living to 100. Yeah. So that was his response to the whole diet type stuff, whatever. It wasn't at this meeting. There was a previous meeting where Charlie Munger chimed in and he talked about how sugars can sometimes help soften up arteries and make them less hard and all this stuff. So, oh, man.
I don't know if I'm going to be taking, medical advice from Charlie Munger, who I respect quite a bit.
Well, and he's 92, so you could do a lot worse. But,
there you go.
Yeah. Is he 92? He's in his early 90s.
Yes, he is.
Anyway. The other question that was thrown at Buffett regarding Coca-Cola was executive compensation at Coke headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Buffett's son took his spot on Coca-Cola's board, and Buffett actually, so the board just had to vote recently on compensation packages for Coca-Cola's management team, and it included a lot of stock options. Mm-hmm. And Buffett actually, he didn't vote for it. He didn't vote against it. He abstained.
And that's a pretty significant. It's pretty significant since they own 9% of the company.
Yeah, it would be the IF team voting on something and like half the people not being there or something.
Sure.
Or you not voting. You're that important. But everybody was like, why didn't you vote against it if you don't like the compensation? If you don't, you've said stock options, which these guys are getting to a large degree in the compensation package in question. Why didn't you just vote against it? And he's like, that would go against what I want, and I don't want to give the impression that I don't broadly support the management team, which I do. And so he abstained. I don't know. It's kind of you get the sense that it's a classic Buffett move because he does not like direct compensation or wars or anything. So anyway, would you have voted for it?
I don't know enough of the details to be honest.
Okay, fine. Last but not least, before we moved on, we've talked a lot about Heinz. We've talked about Burger King in the past, and these are, of course, deals made by 3G Capital, the private equity firm that Buffett's teamed up with, in particular for the Heinz deal. Again, lauded praises on them. Munger said he loves their cost-cutting initiatives of literally getting rid of any unnecessary expense. And coolest thing out of the meeting that I liked was Buffett said he's in awe of Jeff Bezos' genius for making customers happy buying the things they were already buying. I can attest to that. I love my Prime membership. I get my detergent delivered to my door, and I have a smile on my face. So.
Yeah, I wasn't really surprised by that comment. Just he's always come off as somebody who respects talented management, somebody who's visionary, and I don't think you could. I don't think. You could take that away from Jeff Bezos and what he's done with Amazon for sure.